Back. Finally.
First
To the average pros.
Average Pros. What we call this Average Pro Season 2 is what we call it.
Good. It started out as season 2. It's kind of, how sometimes you have a season of a TV show and then they like go on a break for a month or two and then they come back after the holidays or something because they don't want to.
I was called all of our interviews BC before Corona.
Before
so we're
Corona.
going to start calling that time frame BC.
Yeah, BC.
There you go.
Bingo.
And now.
Or BS before Stogner.
Yeah, before Stogner. That's true.
And it's
Before
BS.
Stogner, that's right.
That is
That
true.
is
Everything
right.
up until this interview was
That is
complete.
amazing.
I haven't been getting all my rights. I've been
Yes.
using my room here the past to do some of these shows. I kept looking for a rent check every now and then. But
Once we start making money.
yeah. That's what when it's making money gotta come first.
Once we start making money on
That's
it,
got to come
I got
first.
you get 50%.
That's right.
I'm good. I don't want any more money. I'm good.
50%.
I'm proud of y'all. Y'all doing a great job on this, and I've watched every one of these things, Kevin and Brent. Y'all doing a good job, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. I know we got some good guests down the road, but I'm excited.
I'm excited. This next segment, this interview is called GOAT Talk because this guy right here is the
Greatest,
freaking GOAT. We
car
tell you
guy
that
of
in
all
every
time.
episode that he's the GOAT. You're actually meeting him face to face. Bingo. So we're basically going to talk about you today.
That's great.
We're
Let's
going to ask
do it.
about you. A little bit of history here. 31 years in the car business. 31 years, right?
31 years.
And 13 of his best years I've been here.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm only around for 5 years, but
Not bad.
I would say it's
Great.
That's
better
a
years.
long. That's like an
Better than
eternity.
everybody else.
That's
Yeah.
an eternity.
Dog
in
years.
salesman
That's right.
years, Yeah.
If you look at the timeline of this place, I'm just saying, we got here, we started selling 250.
300.
300,
Yeah,
hey.
311 back in May, yeah.
Sometimes it's all about the decisions you make,
It
personnel.
You guys are both you guys are a huge part of our success. I mean, I look at all the time. I look at the timeline of Grange together, and you guys are, without y'all, I'm not sure where we'd be. Each one of y'all. Y'all done. I'm proud of you the most, and Kevin's like my little brother, and so both of y'all are fantastic parts of this business. Where we, people always ask me what happens about LaGrange. Why y'all keep doing so great? It's just nothing. The car is fantastic Toyota as a product,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
but it's not just that's the people.
No, it's
and
the
that's
people,
what
for
make it go. Because there's plenty of Toyota stores that do bad.
Mhm.
We know all of them.
Yeah. The great thing is, like I tell everybody, that attitude, like that old movie, attitude reflects leadership.
Right.
And this guy's a leader, and you're in the trenches every day with us in this conference room, our morning meeting that we have every day. This guy's here. This guy leads the way, buys cars for us, puts more money in your trade-ins when you're here because he wants your business. He takes care of his customers, takes care of us, and we're blessed.
We're all blessed to be together.
So 17 years here at Toyota, back at Toyota, or 21 years.
So I started here in '95.
95.
So 25 years here.
When did you take over?
When did I buy out?
Yes, when you bought out everybody else.
I started buying out in 2000.
2000.
And then 2003, and then 2008. It was a process, and so we. I came back here in '95. I got married in '95. Came back here in '95, and I was at Haywood before that up in Athens. I worked there for 5 years, so 5.5 years, 31 years total in the car business, and so I'm 50 years old. So started when I was 19. That's a long time ago.
That's awesome. Hey, this dealership, 35 years in a row, President's Award.
Yep.
That's the only Toyota store in Southeast Toyota.
North
that can
America.
say that. North America that can say that.
North America. We're the only ones, and they've suspended it this year. They suspended
due to
the
the-
President's Awards due to COVID, but we were on track to win it.
Yeah.
We've won it every time. We've won it every year it was available to win.
They
Tell you
can
that.
just go ahead and send it to us.
Might as well.
Send it like you send the other ones. All right, so back history here. So you leave LaGrange,
Yep.
go to Athens.
Go to Athens.
All right.
Flunked out of Georgia my freshman year. I wasn't doing good in school. My focus wasn't right. Flunked out of school. In June of '89, I started selling cars. Just walked in the door. They didn't know anybody. They didn't know me. I didn't know them. Got jobs selling cars at the right place at the right time.
That's amazing. So was the idea of you always going to Athens and then coming back and taking over this place? No.
No. I want to get my major was in banking. I wanted to be a banker for some reason, and bankers are great.
Those guys got lots of money too.
They do too, but I wanted to be a banker. My dad was a banker, so I wanted to be a banker. And then when push came to shove and I had to make some money, the only thing I could think about was going and selling cars. It's all that I knew. So I got a job selling cars and just got lucky. I was in the right spot at the right time, and it's been a good been a good long career.
So, given the opportunity, when the opportunity presented itself, or however it presented itself for you to come back, what was your mindset in that? What was your thought?
So I was working in Athens. I had gotten fired there along the way, and went and sold Chevrolets for a small time. Came back there, and I kind of hit the roof there. I'd kind of gone as far as I could there, I thought. And, my dad was getting a little bit older, and he needed some energy and everything. And we started talking about coming back here, and it was a step because I was comfortable in Athens. It was a young town. It was vibrant. It was fun. I've been there. All my friends were there, and it was a big step coming back here. And I wasn't used to the slower pace that when I came back here there it was. And so it wasn't easy looking back, but it was. I wanted to come back here because I knew I had a chance to go a little higher, here. But little did I know I didn't have any chance here either when I first came back here. So it was the same. But just my mind, I thought I had more chances.
The cool thing about how you've told me your story a lot, and I consider this one of my best friends, so we talk a lot. So I know the story. You came back, and you got your dad, you got Jack, you got Bill, you got these guys kind of set in their ways. Not to say anything bad about those guys, but they're kind of set in their ways. How soon after you came back did you realize that you had to take over? Because at some point you realized you had to.
All right, so here's a good story. This is a true story too. Not so much what aren't true. So the first meeting, we have a first of the year meeting. Kevin knows, both y'all know, January the 2nd typically, because the first were closed. We're sitting in the meeting, and they had sold like 78 or 77 cars the month before that, and I'd come from Athens selling 150 some odd whatever cars, and so we're sitting there. And I came in. I didn't really have a role initially. Used car manager was my title. So I came in, and we're sitting there. I said, we need to aim our sights a little bit higher to 100 cars. And they said, you need to sit over there and just take care. You need to sit over there, and we'll do all the work. You gotta help us when we need to. And I thought, I just left up there being a manager, came back here, and I'm trying to make some moves. And it was like Kevin worked with Bill and Jack a little bit, and so he knows it wasn't always easy because there were two different mindsets right there. They were used to. It's kind of like watching old football now. If you watch old football and new football, it's way different.
It's a different sport.
Now you're throwing the ball 45 times a game. Back then you throw it 4 or 5 times a game. It was real similar to that. There were leather helmets.
The lateral pass was invented in like 20 years after they started playing football.
Right. That's how it was here. And then just over time, Brent. Over time, I would, I just kind of took over time, and there never was a day where somebody said, "Hey, Michael's in charge." Nobody ever said that. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, that was my next question was going to be, what was your first move once you took over? Once you became that spot, and everybody was like, "Well, this is Michael's shit now." What was your first move that you did?
I started buying more used cars. I stopped. When I got there, they had about 30 or 40 used cars in stock, and I knew to sell 60 or 70 or 80 a month, we had to have a couple 100 or 120, whatever. And then the advertising. I knew that we had to spend more money advertising. And we had a real bad location. Had great product, great people, but the location was poor. So we had to spend some money to advertise, and so we did. And back then it was different. It was the newspaper and some TV, very little internet back then. And that's where really I took over. It's when the internet really hit, because the rest of those guys, they weren't really ready to do all that. And my whole deal, my deal was about accountability. We're going to make accountable, and you're going to log everything, and we're going to go over everything. And once I started that was our success, was our accountability. If anybody were to ask me,
I tell people, when I try to describe this place that we're working, I tell people, I say that you're the Bill Belichick.
No.
You're the Bill Belichick of Toyota, like the Bill Belichick of all the other. Like you got, I hate to say this, but there's 2 other dealerships in our town that are closing down, and we're knocking records off. We're shooting past numbers that we've never hit before.
Right.
We continue because of the decisions you make. And you look back at Bill Belichick when he decided to go to Tom Brady, and everybody was like, "Hey, you got this other guy.
Right.
You need to Tom Brady."
Well, Drew Bledsoe, he got hurt.
And so I'd say one of your moves is moving to Lafayette Parkway.
For sure.
It was told, you said bad.
Sure.
Everybody told you it was a bad idea, and you came here.
I can't tell all the stories because that gets in some family stuff.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that.
But that was a real big deal, and I bought the land, and we decided to move because it gave us more exposure, and it gave us more drive-by traffic, and it made us bigger. We squeezing. It was like putting a size 10 shoe in a size 10 foot and a size 6 shoe over there, and we just wasn't in room, you know.
You
So
just grew out of
we
it.
needed more room, we needed more in service, we needed more for our customers, and that's what this store has done. Is that when I built this store, so many people would tell me, "Man, you're crazy." In LaGrange, Georgia, 50,000 square foot back in 2007. But now we look back and we're fixing to add on. We're fixing to spend some money now and add on here because
we bought the land beside us.
So we're
stretch out.
We're trying to get better, and so it's
That's
just
amazing.
It is. It's been a good run, but it's because of y'all, it's because of good people, you know, and it's, you know, nothing against anybody that's here before, and it's just we got a little bit better.
I'm gonna hit you with some tough questions.
All right, sure, I'm ready.
Looking back at it,
Kevin, I'm ready.
what do you think your best hire was? I know you
Ever.
Like I know you got Bill and Jack and Peggy and all those people, which are fantastic.
It was Brandon.
Brandon.
It was Brandon. Sat here in 2007. In October 2007, Brandon was at McDonough, and he bounced around, and we'd had some F&I people come and go, and someone referred him to me, and he came in here, and it was a wild interview, as you can imagine.
Yeah, it
was wild. You know, he
Different dude.
but you know, it was sometimes God has a way of just putting people together.
That's right.
And Brandon has, you know, I give him credit. You know, you can take, you know, Brandon's like, he's the whole thing of toothpaste. He's not just a dab toothpaste. He's the whole squirt on the toothbrush.
Intense.
But you know, his drive and his intelligence is Brandon's a go-getter.
Yeah, he's
as you know,
go-getter.
and thank goodness he likes to buy nice things.
No, 100%. And you know, he's that butt kicker that in the
He
moment
is.
you hate it,
He
but
is.
looking back at it, you're like,
I was that way initially. I was similar to that, not as rough, but Brandon's, of all the people I've ever hired, I'd say he'd be him.
All right, so excluding yourself and your dad,
right.
Mount Rushmore, LaGrange Toyota.
Wow.
You got 5 people.
5 people, 4 or 5. I mean, not much more.
How many's on Rushmore?
There's 4.
But they're going to put Trump on the Mount Rushmore.
Possibly.
I don't know. Maybe they could.
Maybe they put a train.
Do they have enough?
Like,
Do they have enough rock
room
face
for a
to do
tear?
it? Or they can chisel out like the slave owner and
Or
just
Alexander
replace it
Hamilton
with
on there.
Donald Trump, since
Have
Donald
you
Trump's
seen
never
Alexander
done
Hamilton?
I
Have
have
you seen
not.
it?
You keep
It's
bragging about that.
fantastic.
Both of you do. I've not seen it.
I've seen it 7 times.
I'm almost shocked that you watched that.
No,
I was
I'm a
extremely
patriot.
shocked
I'm
I
a
watched it.
patriot, so
I'm
I like
extremely shocked that I watched it,
history
too.
and American history and
Right.
stuff. But like no,
It was
it's
fantastic.
great.
I thought it was great.
If you and
I
especially
watched
if you know about the founding fathers
I
of
really
American
don't.
history,
I learned a lot.
There's some funny parts and stuff.
Sure.
You know,
I'll watch it.
Teases Jefferson for owning
Oh,
slaves and stuff. It's
I was a
funny.
grandchild. You play sport. You didn't pay attention to class. Oh,
Mount Rushmore, LaGrange Toyota.
Mount Rushmore, LaGrange Toyota.
You know, Mike Golden,
Michael.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Miles, he
Yeah.
just passed away. Bill was,
Yeah, rest in peace.
if anybody, if you ask me who, you know, he was the one person that probably saved LaGrange Toyota, if I'm guessing. Other than, you know, if you take out me and my dad, pull that out. Bill was the one person that made us go. You know, he was a steady ship, and you could count on Bill. With Mike Golden and Bill, you know, I'd put Peggy in there. Peggy was the same as Bill, just in the office. Man, she was dependable and trustworthy, and she passed away a few years ago too. And it's sad to me that, you know, both of them are gone. And you know, this might surprise you. I'd probably put Joey up there. Joey, who's been here for, you know, Joey looks like he's 18 years old. He's been here
It's like 15, right?
yeah, he started when he was 15, 16
That's
years old.
crazy.
Joey,
He looks the same.
Joey he came in there and has done that. You know, Jack would be in that, you know, if there was enough room, maybe Jack would be in there too. But I think Joey really, of everybody, of all those, Joey has talked to more customers than anybody else.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because everybody loves Joey. I've never met a person. I was in his office last week and he had a customer on their phone. They were arguing pretty good, and I listened to Joey get mad, and I thought, I've known Joey for 30-something years, and I've never heard him get mad. And I said, that's the first. And I said, we should have videoed it. You know, he got mad, and he said something that was. And Joey's just such a good person. He's such a nice person. He's honest. He works hard, and when he became the service manager, Brent, he really has taken us to the next level.
No, it's a whole different atmosphere
It
up
is.
there
It's
with
a
those
different-
guys.
and then
It's nice.
I look at Joey like something. Sometimes I see the person he is, the dad he is, the husband he is, the person. And I kind of look up to Joey, the way he's handled his whole life and done a good job at it. And he's, you know, if there was enough room, you know, just so you guys know, I'm fixing to redo the timeline up front, I'm gonna put y'all in the time. I'm gonna put a picture of all the employees that have been here for a while, and I'm gonna freshen things up. But you know, you guys or both you guys one day, you know, y'all will be there. You know, because there's you're just as instrumental as anybody else is. And those guys just been here longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we're here until you tell us to leave.
No,
Hopefully
you're
that'll
good.
never be happening.
We're good.
What's the hardest decision you've ever made as the owner of the Grange Together?
You know, I've had to fire some people,
Yeah.
and that was hard. And you know, that's the worst thing you can do as a boss is letting someone go. There's some people, you know, I don't want to say their name, but letting people go is hard. It's disappointing sometimes because you never hire anyone with the idea that you have to let them go.
Yeah.
And then when things happen, be it character or poor performance or just whatever, you know, that another. A tough decision that I didn't make. There was a couple times there down the road where we could have moved before that, and I didn't make that move. And I look back now, we could have bought this land before we bought it. It would have been a little bit cheaper. We could have moved it sooner, you know. But it's a good lesson to learn, Brent, Kevin. You know, when your gut tells you something, you know, your head and your heart and your gut, you get all these mixed emotions, mixed feelings. Your heart will kind of lie to you because you have feelings. Your head gets confused sometimes, but your gut is the one thing you can trust.
There's actually science behind that.
No, I know it. It has to be
There's science.
When I
Your instincts are better than your thought out, your hard planned thoughts, like 80% of the
It
time.
has to be.
It's ridiculous.
It has to be.
And scared money don't make no money.
That's
There we
right.
go. How's that, Brent?
I like that, baby. Hashtag scare money don't make
Scared money don't win.
Don't make no money.
We can get some merch on that.
That's
Some
right.
little t-shirt.
Yes.
I mean,
T-shirts there.
You know, I think a rapper rapped that a long time ago.
Sure.
And so,
And gambling's the same way though, Kevin. You know, I like to gamble.
yeah.
Who was your biggest mentor or biggest help when you came back and took over? And
You know, so we got him Greg Sovey. He was a district
Oh gosh,
manager.
that guy is amazing.
He was district manager. His son played for Detroit Tigers. His other son was the middle linebacker for Navy. The other son played for, he plays tennis now. But Greg Sovey, I think he saw a little something in me early on, and he took me in and he helped push me to tell me, hey, you can do better. Than he pushed everybody to get me to the top. He would tell me, you know, Michael's the guy, so I would listen to Greg. And you know, Greg retired from SET. But you know, I think about Ed the same way. Ed Sheehy, I use him a lot for advice on stuff. And but Greg Sovey, I wouldn't be here without him for sure.
what's the best business advice you've ever been given?
You know, is to trust my gut.
Trust your gut.
You know, when you're buying cars, when I came here, you know, my first role was buying cars. That was my deal. And sometimes you're sitting there and you have to just trust your instincts and your gut. Sometimes your mind, like you said, you can't figure it out, but you got to trust your gut, because if you don't take a chance every now and then and do something, you'll regret it back. I'd rather take a chance and fail than I had not take a chance and regret it later.
Exactly.
Failure's a learning experience
It
anyways.
is, especially with me. And I've had more failures than I've had. You know, I've had a lot of failures in my lifetime, and you don't see those as much, but you learn from them. As long as you learn from them, it's really not that bad.
You walk through it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's pretty great. Going back real quick to like putting people in the right place, right time. When I came here, I was coming to get a job application. You were standing at the front desk
You were.
with Greg.
I was.
I never even filled out an application. We talked, and you told me, you sat in the corner and you said, hey, if I hire you, you got to promise me you'll never leave, because I don't fire people that often. I don't like it. Probably 3 or 4 people in my whole history of being here. But I'm going to have to let someone go to bring you on.
That's right.
And so if you promise me right now you won't leave, I'll do that. And I said, I'm not going anywhere as long as you have me. Now you've pushed me
Sure.
to where I am today.
Sure.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today without you for
You know,
thousands.
both of you guys, to me, I look at y'all and I see the potential, right? When people come in the door here for a job, or they work here for a while, you can look around the room and now you guys are starting to see other guys in here that work here.
Absolutely.
You see potential. But I knew it when I saw it. I knew it after 2 months with Kevin that he had the intellect and the ability to do something special. I knew when I met you in the corner of that showroom today that you had the pizzazz and the personality and the enthusiasm to do it. And nobody really wants to work ever. Nobody loves to get up and go to work. But once you get over that part and you figure out what's your why?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you at work? What is your why? Once you figure out what your why is and you keep that on your mind, you know, I saw a thing a couple days ago with a kid named David Fuller who played baseball with me and is a Navy SEAL now. And Coach Garner made a comment about him in his letter, and he said, you know, the Navy SEALs, they have 2 thought processes. One, when something comes at you, either you're real fearful and you get scared, or you look at it as a challenge And if you look at it like a challenge, it's not as fearful, because you gotta look at stuff as a challenge, and that's what I see with you guys. Is I know you guys have got enough intellect and personality and enthusiasm, like the stuff you're doing this Average Pros thing, that you can take that and parlay it into a good career. And you guys will be here, when we expand and buy other stores and we grow, you guys are a big part of that. But you guys have got the what it takes inside. Don't everybody have that little piece.
I've got a little story. I don't know if you remember this, but like he was just saying, about 2 months with me, kind of new. I was just selling cars and I was bad at it. Not really that good.
No, he wasn't.
I wasn't that
Kev did
good.
great.
I knew my product, but I wasn't that good at closing or anything like that. But anyways, I'm in his office one day. He brings me in there for something. I can't even really remember what it's about. And I don't know if it was one of the Toyota guys was in there with you. And you said, "Hey Kevin, one day you're gonna want to leave here, and you and me are gonna have a fist fight about it."
I've had the same.
He said, "If you try to leave, we're gonna fist fight."
I just not,
He's like,
Kevin's my guy.
I'm
right?
holding on.
I've always known that Kevin, I've never been smart in my life, right? I didn't do good in school. I wasn't motivated enough to do good in school, but I really admire people that are smart. I mean, if you watch that Jimmy Johnson, the football life on ESPN, he's talking to Coach Belichick, and Coach Belichick told him, or vice versa, when he said, I guess Jimmy Johnson told Belichick, he said, never draft anybody that's stupid. Draft smart people. Well,
yes.
When I draft or I hire,
Yeah.
I want to hire somebody smart, and you guys are smart, and you guys got the what it takes inside. And so once you see that, then you look at the other people around you and say, "Nah, I'll take Kevin. I'll take Brent." That's who I want to ride with right there.
Nah, and we appreciate it.
I love y'all.
We're in this
I love
together
it.
for sure. All right, so off the dome questions we do.
Lightning round.
Lightning
Wow.
round. I'm gonna ask one. Kevin's gonna ask you one.
Lightning round.
I'm gonna start.
You start first. Kev. You go first. I'm gonna say
Mainly
my bad.
because I'm all about food. What is your favorite food of all time? It can be any kind of food.
Italian food, but more specifically spaghetti, and I'll tell you why, Kevin. So when I moved out 5 or 6 years ago, it's all I could cook.
It's cheap.
And
you make a lot of
and
it,
me-
eat it
Yes.
all week.
And
That's
me,
so good.
Me and my numero
Delicious.
uno, Ben Stogner, ate spaghetti 4 nights a week. If you were to call Ben right now and ask him what's your favorite food, he'll tell you spaghetti. We ate a lot of spaghetti. We would mess around with it and try to add stuff to it. I like Italian food, like spaghetti,
I like Italian food too.
and we ate it every night.
What's your favorite local restaurant here in LaGrange? I know you don't want to answer.
I like Charlie Joseph's. That sounds really crazy, and it's not for the food. It's not for that. I like the way I go in there, how I feel.
Yeah.
I've known Stephen my entire life, and again, you can get. I've had great food in restaurants all over the world, but I like going somewhere where people have good customer service and they recognize my name. And
Exactly.
that sounds crazy because
It's like Cheers. You
It's
wanna
like
go where
Cheers.
Everybody
I-
knows your name.
I go in there and Stephen and I can talk about stuff, and the other guys and girls in there, they all know me, and they know all my kids, and I just feel comfortable in there. And again, it's not. I think they have great hot dogs. They really do. They're not the best in the world,
Yeah.
but
they're good.
I feel like when I go in there, and he's a good customer of ours.
Yeah.
And
it tastes good with a lot of customer service on top of it.
I think they got great
when
customer
you walk
service.
in, they know you like.
I think it's
Like
great.
you said something the other day where they're like, "Hey, how's Meg? She's graduating," and they know your family.
Yeah.
But LaGrange Field is just the same. Like customer service, we
Try to
try
be.
better. We try to be. Your question.
If not, we take our scan your van and then we get your name up on it.
There's always ways around it.
So outside of working here, what's your favorite thing to do? Favorite pastime?
Now it's playing golf. I like playing golf and wake surfing, but I play golf 3 or 4 nights a week. I leave here at about 6 or 6:30, and I sneak out there and I try to play, 7 or 8 or 9 holes. And it's kind of relaxing for me to leave work and not have to worry about work for just an hour or two. And I do that. It's kind of a stress relief, and I enjoy it. And I'm not very good at it. Bobby and Randy are better, but I enjoy it. So I like wake surfing. I wish you would come with us one day. Brent came with us last weekend.
That's right.
We had a good time. You would do good, Brent. You would like Kevin. You would like it.
I'll do it one day.
You think you
It's
can get up
fun.
on board?
He can
You
get
think
up.
you can get up on
I
board?
can get up.
Probably.
He can get up.
Pretty fat too, though.
He's
There's
not.
nothing wrong with that. That's good. What if you body surf? What if I use you as a surfboard?
That would be
hilarious.
amazing.
That'd be great.
But then
That'd be
Or we could like a double surf with you two guys back there. We could do that. That'd be really
Somebody
great.
on somebody's
Or
shoulder.
we
or
just get a
something.
float and with those gladiator things.
I've got a
to fly
float.
people
Yeah, that'd be
off
good.
Yeah, one of those wing floats where we fly up in the air. Do you
That'd
think
be
we can
fun.
get up off the water?
No.
Be too heavy?
I think it's a little too much drag.
What's your favorite non-sports movie of all time?
Wow. Does Gladiator count as non-sport or not?
No, it's
I
not
mean,
sports
it was
movie.
technically a sport back then, but not now.
Yeah.
So
I love Gladiator.
I love Gladiator.
I love Russell Crowe. You know, I'm a movie guy. And I sent Meg my top 10 movies last week, and I'm gonna send it to you guys. Did I send it to you?
No, you were good.
I got
Send it
it.
to me.
I got it, and we can go over it. You know, I'm a big sports movies.
Yes.
I like Kevin Costner a lot, but I love the Gladiator. I like, you know, the fact that, you know, he kind of takes care of at the very end of that thing, he kills, you know, Caesar or whatever he
Maximus.
is.
I love movies when they get their revenge.
I like
You
it
know
too.
what I mean?
I like Wedding Crashers. I like The Hangover.
Yes.
You know, but I do like watch a lot of sports movies.
I watch a lot of sports
Well,
movies.
hey,
too.
great news. The next question is, what's your favorite sports movie of all time?
So
Draft
that's a
Day.
tough one. Draft Day.
Draft Day is fantastic. We
Draft
talked
Day's
about
pretty
that
good.
one.
I'm a Kevin Costner guy.
I like Kevin
I've
Costner,
met
too.
Kevin Costner, and I think he's a great actor. If I had to watch any movie right now, any sports movie, it's crazy. It sounds though, I'd probably watch Rudy. I like Rudy a lot. I've always thought that movie was just a fantastic, you know, story. And when it's going, you know, you're going on TV and you're fishing. If you see a movie you like, you're going to stop and you watch it.
Watch it
I've
every time.
always stopped and watched Rudy for a few minutes, just to find out where he
It's
is
a
in
great
life.
movie. It's a great. It's
Yes.
where he is right now.
It's not very true.
No.
If you go and look back some of the stuff, I tried to hire him one time to speak about a Christmas party. He was a jerk, and it made me.
He bought a car like 2 years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, the real one. The real Rudy. Yeah. So there's two.
Bought a car from here?
There's two Rudys.
Wait a second, Kevin. Drop.
What was the guy's
Figure
name?
out what are we doing.
His name isn't even Rudy.
I'm talking about the guy in the movie. Like,
Shay Hammond sold it to him and took a picture with him.
What?
Yeah.
Where was I?
Not the
Why
actor.
am I just now knowing
the
this?
football player.
I know the actual guy they made the movie about.
Yeah. So
He bought a
not
car
that
from
one.
us.
Not that one.
Oh.
The other one. That
So
The actor.
no. There's two football players that were
you
Rudy.
ruined this dude. I don't even know who this is. Like, all right. So skipping. What's your
I
favorite?
believe you.
He brought it up. He's like, I'm the real Rudy.
What's your favorite TV show of all time?
I like Cheers. I love Cheers. I love.
If I was a bet man, I was gonna say Friday Night Lights.
Was that a TV show?
It was a
Yeah.
TV
Or was it
show.
There was
documentary?
the
It was a
movie.
TV
There was
show.
the movie.
I watched
and
every season of
TV
that. That was my favorite. I'll take. I'll
You actually went to school with that main actor.
I've met him, and
Didn't he go to?
He did. And Kyle Chandler's his name.
Yeah,
he was
that's right.
He was a Sigma Nu at Georgia. He was a bartender. That's how I met him. Sorry, Mom. And he was a Sigma Nu at Georgia, and he was a great guy. And I love Friday Night Lights. But you're right. That was a TV show. It came on NBC initially.
Mhm.
That was for the first season. Then they dropped it and it came on another channel. So you're right.
I'd go Friday Night Lights too for my favorite TV.
I've watched that thing
Oh,
a
my
The
thousand
blindfold
times.
scene is like the best scene in motivation history. You know, like you're almost there. You're almost there. You know, where he's like carrying him across the.
That's a different movie.
That's a movie, not a TV show.
That's the movie.
And then it's Facing the Giants.
Is it?
That's strike two.
Yeah.
Leave,
He's
Kevin.
still,
Anyway,
he's still the smartest person in the room.
you overthink. You overthink it sometimes, which I love, but you overthink it. We'll edit it out.
He's good.
We won't edit it out.
That one's going straight to TikTok.
Yeah, but hey,
That's pretty good.
Facing the Giants is a great movie.
So, what's your favorite sports team of all time? And give me a year.
Specific.
All right, this is a really good story. So I'm gonna tell you, it was 1979, 1980. It was the Braves, and I guess WLAG or one of the radio stations in LaGrange had gone out of business and gave my dad the media pass. And so every night when the Braves were home, when we could, and I think we went to 55 games that season. We went
That's
to.
amazing.
We would go to Fulton County Stadium. My mom would pack us hot dogs in these little aluminum foils that we were broke. And so we'd go up there, we'd sit right behind home plate, and I bet there weren't 4,000 or 5,000 people in the whole stands. Fulton County, the Braves were the worst team in baseball.
This is after Hank left, right?
This was Chris
Yeah.
Shamus played first base, Glenn Hubbard played second, Rafael Ramirez played third, Bob Horner played first, Dale
Super
Murphy
player.
played
Dale Murphy.
center
Dale.
field, Dusty Baker played left field, and
Dusty Baker.
Beth Pocaroba was catching, and Bruce Benedict was catching, and Phil Niekro. I can tell you the whole lineup right now. So I just remember going to all those games at 9 or 10 years old, and watching the Braves and falling in love, that. And so that's the three of us have been to a lot of baseball games.
We have.
Great.
We even went to the worst Braves
and
game of all time.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
that was the worst ever playoff game
Ever.
in history.
Those are the best
Scored
margaritas, though,
so
weren't they?
close.
There was some good margaritas.
Kevin walked.
I
found the margaritas.
walked a half a mile to get that thing. but you know, I think I love all the Atlanta sports teams, but the Braves, you know, I just.
Yeah. What's your favorite sports moment of all time?
All right, so I was at the game in the World Series, and so that against Cleveland in '95.
Oh
I was
God,
out there,
that was
and you know, I think Justice hit a home run. You know, because when you're any of a Georgia Braves, Hawks, Falcons, Georgia Bulldog sports fan, it's been a rough 30 or 40 years. I mean, we won
Always,
one World
yes.
Series tied out of all those pennants we won. The Falcons blew the lead in the Super Bowl. The Hawks had to play, you know, the Celtics and the Pistons all those years.
Don't forget Atlanta
Georgia.
United did get it. 2
Atlanta
years
did
ago.
that. I will
Yeah.
get. I
The
will
most
give you credit
recent-
for that. They did. They
most
were-
recent-
they were- I'm just not a soccer guy. I should be, but I'm not.
And they did it in their third season.
That's
I agree.
great. That's a cute story.
But that the Braves to me, Brent and Kevin should have won 3 or 4 World
Yeah.
Series.
Was that Vincent staff they
Oh
had?
my goodness!
Oh, my- yes.
A lot of things happened.
Glavine,
The
Maddox,
friggin' Yankees happened.
Carrot. Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. All right.
Yankees happened.
Name 2 things on your bucket list.
You know, I want to go to Europe at some point in my life. I'd like to go to probably somewhere in Italy or somewhere like that. But I'd like to go and see a different country. I've not traveled. I've been on a lot of trips, but most of them have been to like, you know,
Same place over
yeah,
and over again.
you know,
Beaches and stuff like that.
I'd like to go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I'd like to go. You know, I'd like to at some point in time go on a cruise. You know, a nice cruise. I've never been on a cruise, and so you know, I kind of got a little fear of getting trapped on a cruise and
Yeah, me too.
getting bored.
That's way too deep of water.
You
out
know,
there.
but I'd like to go on a nice cruise one day. But you know, those 2 things. And the last thing and you asked for 2. I would love to buy another dealership at some point in time and give, you know, now at 50 years old, my real goal in life is to try to impact other people and take care of people that have paid the price. And I would love to buy another store here pretty soon and give guys like y'all, guys like Brandon, other people chances to have a good life. You know, and I think, you know, I'm at 50 years old now. You watch all this COVID, Corona stuff, and you really start kind of looking back and saying, you know, you think it happen any day now,
Mhm.
and you know, why wait? You know, so when I think about the end of my career, I want you guys to look back and say, you know, Michael really helped me further myself along, and those kind of things mean a lot to me now, more so than when I was y'all's age.
Yeah, definitely. I would not be here if it weren't for you. So.
All right, we ask everybody this question.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite kid?
Who's your favorite kid? You got 4.
Catherine.
He's got 4 kids.
Catherine.
Catherine. That's a
She's an
great
angel.
choice.
She's amazing.
Catherine's
She's
the best.
funny.
Catherine's the best. I mean, Ben and I are close. He's my son. I'll
Which one
always
scares you the most?
Mary James.
Yeah.
Mary James. Catherine is, until her lately, Catherine was almost perfect. She's gotten a little sassy now. She turns 12 in about 30 days. She turns 12, and so, but Catherine's the nicest person I've ever met in my life. She's pure-hearted, and I love her to the end. And she keeps being sassy, though I will beat her ass.
Yeah, she is.
She's the sweetest
She's
person.
the
My
best.
son, whenever
Yo,
my son's
oh my,
around,
my
she's
son
like-
loves her. My son
She's,
says his
she's
girlfriend.
great.
She's like-
She's pure-hearted, and Catherine's. I think she'll be a teacher one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'll be something like that.
She's a giver.
She is her heart is just pure. No matter, she don't see color, she don't see race, she don't see age, she don't see special needs. None of that stuff goes. She's blind to that, and she just loves the heart. And that, I think
That's
a little
amazing.
bit that comes from me a little bit because I'm soft-hearted the same way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Same way she is, but she's my girl. Catherine is.
Top 3 people you hired other than Brandon.
Yeah, because you already said Brandon.
Top 3 people I hired.
Looking back, you look at it and look at their stats over it, you're like, oh, smokes. No, you don't have to say me.
Hey, you know, I am of all the sales people that have never been here, Kevin, I'm probably the most proud of Brent because, you know, when Brent came here, I saw the diamond in the rough, I saw the potential, and then he didn't have the real desire that I want him to have, and so we had some tough talks along the way, and now Brent is a guy that's selling, you know, 25, 30 cars a month. He does fantastic stuff on Facebook. So Brent, he'd be one of them. Kevin for sure would be top 3. Kevin is the most underappreciated, overused person in our dealership.
100%.
If there's anything wrong with anything,
It's
people
Kevin.
go to Kevin.
Kevin.
And unfortunately for Kevin, it takes it takes him away from being as good as he possibly could be because he's so smart at things, and nothing challenges Kevin. I mean, he can figure stuff out. I mean, even no matter how hard it is, if I have any product idea anywhere, it's Kevin. And we never buy any cars online because things have changed. I'd rather have Kevin here than I had anybody.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Kevin can help me with model and make and equipment, and he knows what, Kevin's mind is so good.
But it does kind of piss you off how smart he is, though, sometimes.
It does.
You know, the thing is,
He's
I'm
like, come
not
on,
really,
like-
I don't know how to do anything. Truly, I don't. I just try every time
He does.
it presents
You do.
itself.
I get
But
it.
he has a big brain.
Whereas
You do have
some
a big
folks,
brain.
they
And you like
say,
to
hey,
flex
I
it
don't know how to
sometimes.
do this, but they've never tried.
He's got a
they
big
just,
brain.
they just like in their mind, they're like, I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna ask somebody who does. Whereas I just like, I try to do it.
And he knows movies.
Yeah,
He knows songs.
He knows the stuff that.
Kevin be that guy on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that phoner friend.
Oh yeah,
That'd
you.
be Kevin.
Yeah.
Boom. Let me call Kevin.
If you
Phone
don't,
friend.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
back
don't
in
phone friend.
1917 when they created a light bulb.
He'd be phone
You would
friend.
hit that. You know
He
what I
would.
mean? Which I like it. I love it. It's great.
And
The
light bulb
third,
was
so
a
the
big
third
one.
person, he said 3 people I'd hire. That's a good one. It'd probably be Bobby.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Bobby is
That's
so.
exactly what I was thinking.
That was thinking
Bobby
that too.
is the person that's like when you watch that Belichick and that Saban deal when they were together coaching, you know, and I guess Belichick was the coach in Cleveland. He hired Saban out.
Mhm.
You know, who knew that Nick Saban would be Nick Saban back
Exactly.
then? You know, Belichick hires him. Bobby's that guy, right?
Yeah.
Bobby's probably the most complete person car business wise that I've probably ever been around. That tells you anything.
No, yeah.
I just he never excuse me, never too high, never too low. I think his playing golf helped him a lot.
Yeah, no, and you look back at, you talk about moves people made, that and another reason we're so successful is that how involved you are, which is, and there's not, you look at poll other dealerships and businesses, the owner's not that involved.
We're sitting here.
And we're sitting here while work is still going on, and you're sitting down,
Right.
taking your time
Right.
out of your time to sit down with us two scrubs, you know what I mean?
I'm not scrubs, but we're talking about Bobby. Though we're sitting here one day. Bobby was selling 30-something cars a month, and,
Yep.
and then an opening happened.
The Charlie situation with his daughter,
Yep.
which life throws stuff at
I
you,
throw
and
stuff
you
at
make
you,
a
and
decision.
I'm sitting in the meeting, and Bobby's sitting over there in the corner,
Yep.
and I said, "Hey, Bobby, you know, come sit beside me. You know, you're going to be starting the day. You're going to be a sales manager." I sent him to F&I school, and when I talk about buying stuff, I think about Bobby first and foremost because I think Bobby will one day own a car dealership.
Yeah, that's the
And
guy.
I think that he'll do fantastic at it. So will Brandon, but I think Bobby will one day, you know, if he wants that pressure. Sometimes some guys don't want that pressure,
Yeah.
don't want that jump. You know, it's easier. You know, it's easier to want something than
actually do.
you have the ability to put your all your money out there, all your time out there, and not sleep at night and all that. We'll see, but he has the ability
Mhm.
for sure.
So this is called GOAT Talk, and Kevin and I's book, and a lot of people's book, you're the GOAT.
No,
That's
no,
right.
I appreciate y'all saying that.
So we're going to ask you a bunch of GOAT questions
Sure,
here.
sure.
First one: who's the greatest basketball player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
MJ.
$1,000,000%.
I've watched Last Dance 10 times.
It's
Hey, so I'll be honest with you. I was on the LeBron train because
He
I like
was.
LeBron.
And I gave him
LeBron's
credit
my
about it all the time,
MJ.
too.
My generation's MJ, right? He's LeBron. You know what I mean? No one can guard him. He's a freak of nature. I watched The Last Dance, and then there's an extra gear that MJ had. And it was just that I'm gonna kill you gear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like LeBron's more worried about playing with his friends, which I like, which is cool. MJ was like, we're not even friends on the same team, bro.
Amen.
Right. I hate you,
Give me the
Dennis
ball.
Rodman, but you're on my team now?
Yeah, like
you gotta
that
work.
Scott guy he used to bash all the time. Like, hey, you gonna screw up? How many?
Scott Burrell.
Yeah, how many times you gonna screw up today? I'm gonna take
I
care.
saw
of it.
MJ play 10 times, and every time I saw him play, you know, it took my breath. 'Cause to me, he's the greatest competitor of all time.
Yes.
No, yeah, 100%. I agree with the MJ,
Baseball.
greatest baseball player of all time.
Baseball, go. Come on.
Chipper Jones.
That's who I was gonna say.
Base hits, come on. That's all
I
you
just
need.
love Chipper Jones.
Over
Get on
300
base.
batting average, lefty, righty, switch hitter,
Get on
gold
base.
glove, third base.
His
my guy.
last at bat, he got on base.
Yes.
Chipper Jones is
He's the
great.
man.
Chipper Jones is, you know, he came from DeSoto High School down there in Jacksonville. And was it DeSoto or Bowles? One of the two. He came from Jacksonville, that famous high school down there. The Braves drafted second that year and took him second pick in the draft. And I thought, first off, the name Chipper. Then he'd go to those Mets games. They'd be chanting Larry, Larry, and he'd hit 350.
Yeah, he'd go
and
crush
killed
him.
They just yanked on him. And he stayed his whole career in one team.
Mm-hmm.
That means a lot to me.
Didn't chase the money. He
Loyal,
was consistent.
and they won a World Series there along the way, and he's a guy that you sort of kind of connect with. He had some issues along the way.
Yeah, we all do.
And things kind of got named one of his sons Shea. One of his sons named Shea.
No,
after Shea Stadium.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's my kind of guy.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Don't stick it to him a little bit.
Yes.
My brother-in-law named his kid Chipper, but
Did he?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a totally different Chipper.
different
That
kind of
Chipper
Chipper.
actually cuts me out.
Wow.
Yes.
Quarterback.
Greatest quarterback of all time. Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
He's got the hardware.
He does. And
he's got the first
this year will be the most interesting year in the Tom Brady debate
Yes.
that we all had, because he's had Belichick with him the whole time. And now he goes to Tampa with a guy that's totally opposite. of Bill Belichick. And if he can succeed, if there's a football season this year,
And he's got weapons.
He's got weapons.
Up there, he didn't have
He's got
weapons.
weapons.
Not proven weapons whenever he was playing with them.
That's right.
Edelman turned out to be great.
Yeah, some
Gronk
good.
turned
He
out
had
to
some
be
good
great.
wide receivers.
he was in a great system.
He had a couple,
Aaron Hernandez,
a couple
couple
killers
of
as tight ends, you know what I mean?
Right. And he was a real stone cold killer.
Yes.
The greatest UGA player of all time.
Herschel Walker.
Done. Yes. Easy.
I saw Herschel play a bunch of times, and that's before y'all were even born, both of y'all. But Herschel, he was a unbelievable self-made athlete. He did push-ups. He pulled a tire behind him, sit-ups. He wasn't a weight room guy. But God gave him and Bo Jackson, both those two guys, God gave them a lot of ability.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they took advantage of it. But even today, Herschel is in great shape today.
He can suit up
He
today.
beat me up.
He's great.
He still fights MMA, right?
Man.
He's a beast.
If you were to look back on his career, and you were to add the New Jersey General years in there, those 3 or 4 years when he got out of Georgia, he stayed 3 years, and he carried the ball a lot, guys, way more than these days, right? And then he goes to New Jersey with the USFL and Donald Trump, and he plays with those. If you add up those years plus the Cowboy years plus the Viking years, he's like top 4 or 5 running back of all time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's a beast.
He was a workhorse
He's
and a good guy.
So you've already named the greatest Braves player of all time, which is Chipper.
Right.
So we'll skip down to the other one. Greatest actor of all time.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
That's me. I know y'all think we're all different, but you watch Dances with Wolves, or if you watch any of the other movies that weren't sports movies, but when he gets to Bull Durham, when he gets to all the great movies, Tin Cup, those movies are just great. He's I've met him a couple times, and he's just the nicest guy. He just really is a kind of guy that I would love to. Sometimes people ask me, you had 3 people to go dinner with, who would be? He'd be one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe then y'all too.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, Yellowstone is fantastic.
Actress. Yellowstone's fantastic.
Yeah.
Favorite
Fantastic.
actress, not the prettiest, but the best at acting.
Like if you shoot,
God, Kevin, I don't know that. I'm not an actress person, Kevin.
There's
I
some
go with.
great
To be
ones.
honest with you, I go with pretty looks. I really like
Some of
Blake
them are
Lively.
both.
I like.
She's
She
hot.
is one of the
In
prettiest
that,
girls
in
on the
that
face of the earth.
what's that one that she was just in with Anna Kendrick? That was really good.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about, where she's like.
Oh, Anna Kendrick was like trying to like.
Yeah, like.
Or
steal
she
it,
was
like-
the bag person.
Yeah.
I do remember that movie.
was
I
that?
don't know.
But I would get Blake Lively.
I like
She's
Demi Moore a little bit. She was
She's
good. But I'm older than you guys. I mean, I like Blake Lively. She's hot.
She's very hot.
Charlize Theron was really good.
She's
a
pretty
good
hot, too.
actress.
She's hot,
And
too.
she's hot too. Yeah.
She is.
So we've already answered who. So I know you hired Brandon, but over all the people, greatest Toyota employee here. of all
Wow.
time. Who would it be?
Man, it'd probably be Bill. Bill, I don't know if I have this job without Bill Miles. I don't know if I'd have made it without Bill. When I came here, there were a lot of folks that wanted to quit because it was a certain way they were doing things, and then I came in and things changed. He was the one that stuck by me, boy. He would work from 8 till 8. He worked 6 days a week if he had to. And he taught me a lot about treating people good. And Bill, Bill never met a stranger. Bill shook everybody's hand. He was always in a good mood. And I think that Bill Miles was probably the one person. It's sad because his funeral was last month, and with the coronavirus thing, it was a limited turnout,
Yeah.
and it was a shame to me because he had so many friends. I bet he sold. We weren't selling as many cars, but as a percent of what we did sell, he would touch 30 or 40% of every car we sold there for about 15 years. I mean, if anybody came in the door, he was a part of the deal. Maybe half. And so think about that for 15, 20 years. A guy
That's incredible.
Bill Miles has done. Hey, we got great employees here. Greg Tucker was fantastic in parts. Greg's been like my older brother. Mike Golden's that way. Joey's fantastic. I can go through the list of people that have done great here, but without Bill, I'm not sure I'd have my job. I'm not sure we'd have made it. So I rest in peace to Bill Miles, because to me, he was the GOAT.
Oh yeah, because there's so many customers that come in and they say, hey, check how I bought from Bill or how's Bill and stuff like that, and we hate that but that's amazing. Who's the greatest LaGrange/Troup County athlete of all time?
Wesley Woodyard. And I say that because, I would say Mike Cameron, two of them, those two guys are 1 and 2, but Wesley's ability to play for so long at a high level in a league where 4 or 5 years is just the max. Somebody plays at linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
And not just that, but Wesley, as Don works here, and that's his nephew, and so I've known Wesley his whole life, and Wesley's character. I think Coach Grant told me one time that he's been the captain of every team he's ever played on. Man, when you think about that, man.
You think about that,
the Range
yeah.
High School, Kentucky, the Broncos, to be named captain that many times, and just the character that he has is unbelievable. But Mike Cameron too, he was a great athlete, but Wesley just stood for a lot.
Yeah.
He represents
good
the Range
person.
High.
Number 10, Kev.
Greatest coach of all time. Any sport.
So I'm gonna say Nick Saban, and I'm a Georgia fan. That's hard.
Yeah.
But I just respect what he's done in the toughest conference of all, and he owns a car dealership, so we have a little bit of something in common.
Yes.
But when I listen to him talk, I try my best to think. I've watched all his videos. I look at his quotes sometimes, and I think he's about as smart a guy, common sense as I've ever seen. And you got to respect what he's done, winning that many championships. I'm a Georgia fan, so he's taken championships out of my mouth.
Yeah,
we were there.
We were there.
We were there.
We were there at halftime
and
high-fiving.
we thought we were winning the thing, and so if you look at the guy, what he's done. I'm really interested to see now with Clemson getting a little bit better here lately. Dabo's done a pretty good job, but I'm interested in how his next 4 or 5 years. I bet he's got 3 or 4 or 5 more years. Coach Saban does, but he's as much as I don't hate Alabama, but I hate the fact that he's taken a lot from Georgia.
I hate that they're in her division.
Yeah,
that's what I hate.
But they're they're on the West, so you don't have to play them every year.
We haven't played this year.
First game, because they canceled the.
Oh yeah, so now we would run out of. Hey, which is good. We may catch them early.
Maybe.
Or they may catch us.
He's a great coach, man. I look at him, and you think about Coach Belichick for sure. And Bobby Cox was great with the Braves for all those years. But
Bobby Cox is great. Phil Jackson.
That
Was a guy that was he was a player's coach. That's what when I think of people, it's Bill Belichick and Phil Jackson, because you're a salesperson guy. You know what I mean? Which is the beautiful thing of this, because most of the managers. A lot of the managers don't remember being a salesperson.
Right.
They're just thumping you. But you're like, hey, God, I remember being in that trench. You know what I mean? And that's what's made us successul too here. And then
I always try. Kevin knows in our manager meetings, I always try to, when I do bonuses, I do programs. I think, what can a guy do? How can I take care of this guy or this guy or this guy? Because I think selling cars is a hard job, because you're having to make everybody happy. The salespeople, the customer, the sales managers. It's hot, it's cold, it's raining, it's whatever. It's never ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think selling cars is a tough job. Everybody thinks they can sell cars.
Everybody thinks
until they
can.
get here and they realize that, hey man, it's hard to
2
sell.
weeks in, your nose is bleeding. You're like, I can't even do this anymore.
We've got 3 guys. Brent, Randy, and Greg. They'll sell 100 cars sometimes.
Yep.
3 guys. And think about 3 guys out selling everybody else in the Grange. Just 3 guys out selling every other store in the whole town. That's a lot.
That's strong. 2 last 2 questions, and we're done.
Good.
That's the first one, Kev.
How do you want to be remembered?
So I want to be remembered as somebody that, first off, I want to be remembered as a good dad. When I got divorced, that was a big thing on my mind. Was I might not have been a great husband, but I was a great dad. And so I've kind of pushed everything out the way the past 4 or 5 years, and some of it's cost me. It's cost me personally, relationships and stuff and opportunities. But I want to be known as a great dad, and I want to be known as somebody that was loyal. I value loyalty a lot. Both y'all know that. If I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yeah.
If y'all kill somebody tonight,
We're the mafia. I get it.
if you kill somebody tonight, you say, Michael, hey man, bring a shovel. You know,
Yeah.
I'm bringing a shovel. Not that I'm killing anybody. 'Cause
Oh,
I said if y'all did,
we would never.
you know.
We wouldn't do that.
I'm a gangster. I will.
But I'm a loyal person. You know, I'm loyal to my friends, to my school, to my people at work, and I feel like, you know, you say the mafia, but I kind of feel like that.
Yeah, no, I do.
You know, that might be one of my favorite movies of all time, The Godfather, because I fall into that whole line of thinking that, you know, you stick with your family and take care of your family to the end.
Yeah.
You know.
100%. Last question.
Yep.
What advice would you give to a young person chasing their dream like you did?
All right, that's a good question. I think the first one, you know, the first advice is take chances, even when you think there were along the way there, Brent, Kevin, both there was some times I could have done other things that I was a little bit scared. And looking back now, you know, having hindsight's 20/20 is easy to see, but I'd take chances. You know, if you have an idea or you have a passion about something, you chase it. You know, to the end. Don't let anything get in your way, because life is short. You look up one day, you're 50 years old, and you got kids, and you know people are leaving you. And, you know, Meg's going to school in 2 or 3 weeks, and I look back now. I should have owned a few more stores. I should have done that. I don't have any regrets like that, but you know, I would take chances. I would take a chance. I would follow. You know, if you find something that you love to do, it's really not a job.
Yeah.
It becomes fun. I mean, coming to work. I enjoy coming to work more. I enjoy being at home.
Yeah.
You know, I like being at work. I like being around the people and seeing everybody. But I would take chances. I'd save my money. But I would tell you this is that you got to love people.
Yeah.
You got to love your people. And I've worked for people before. I've been partners with people before that didn't love their people. And if you got to love your people, because if you don't love your people, it gets to a point where it becomes a chore. But if you I love seeing Kevin be able to go on vacation. And I remember when Kevin, before he got married, he would go to Costa Rica. He would take all these trips and do things. And I loved the fact that he could do things. He could pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love seeing you. You went camping a few weeks ago. You went to the beach a few weeks ago. I love the fact that you guys can do things with your families and can pay for it without just killing yourself. So I love my people. And that's probably the biggest secret to our success, is that I really, in all the time I've been here, in 25 years, only a few people have I not liked, and they're gone.
Yeah.
The ones I like, though, they're still here. And the ones I love, you see there, we're together a lot, So
Always,
I think you love your people, take a few chances, and save your money.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT.
Thank y'all.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank
I
you.
love y'all. Thank y'all.
Bingo. Perfect.